Had you toured with a band before like that?
No, I'd never done anything more than just weekends, so that was definitely a different experience,
Yeah.
I didn't know. I kind of got a little anxious about it before we went. I was like, oh no, what if we get out there and 3 days into it, I really hate it, I want to go home.
That could happen.
Yeah, and fortunately that did not happen, and I enjoyed it. I mean, the first one was kind of like a lot of hard work because it was a lot of driving and getting up early and everything because we always had to go and do radio stuff early in the morning and things like that. And the second one, when later this summer, was much easier.
And it's not like you guys are touring in a bus, right? So what kind of a vehicle do you have?
We travel in a 15-passenger van.
Okay, that's a big van.
Yeah, so it's spacious enough, it's not like, don't touch me, I'm not touching you, that kind of thing.
Some of that might have gone on.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. Of course, but... so
it's
we did that.
The 4 guys, and then you usually have 1 or 2 other people with you?
Yeah. There was a total of 6 of us, Alan and sound, and we had 2 different merchandise guys for the 2 different tours.
And then all your equipment.
And the equipment, and that was all in the trailer, which,
Oh, okay.
sometimes if I got unruly, I would have to...
right in the trailer.
Those guys are harsh.
Sounds like a rough life. And then staying in hotels every night.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which, to me, I would rather do that than stay in a bus.
Yeah. Bus is like camping, I guess. Yeah. Well, I mean, it sounds like it was good. And you guys went coast to coast, like, East Coast, West Coast, everything in between.
The first one was a big, huge circle. And then the second one was mostly east of the Mississippi.
Yeah, lots and lots of miles.
That's I think it was like 10,000 or something the first time.
And you guys are still playing gigs now, right? Is that true? I know there were a few gigs after the last tour.
There was a couple since the last tour, and I had to miss one recently, but I'll be playing with them a couple times next month.
Okay.
So.
Okay. And then Skyrocket. So you've been playing with them as a sub for how long?
I'm not real sure. I want to say it was 3 years, maybe 3 or 4 or something like that. Something around there.
And then just recently somebody left and you moved into the bass player role?
Yeah, right. Yeah. Just after I got home from Fastball, from tour. So It was like a nice transition.
Yeah, well, you really have kind of made a reputation for yourself as like the go-to bass player when people need a bass player that's solid and they can depend on.
Oh, go on. I wouldn't say that, but
it's true. And I've talked to other people in Skyrocket, Darren and Johnny, and it just sounds like it's the most fun thing to do.
It's awesome. Yeah, it's really fun because it's really fun music, and there's rarely any songs that you look on the set list and go, ugh, God, I want to play that one, which I've experienced many, many times in other cover bands, but that one, it's all, we generally play stuff that we want to play. And yeah, it's always fun because those guys are all my friends, my very good friends. So, that's a huge benefit as well. And we have a good time.
It just seems to me so different than the average cover band where you guys take it really seriously and you do the songs justice. Just really work hard, I guess, to make it right for the audience.
Yeah. That's a lot of attention to detail.
Definitely a lot of attention to detail, and I think that's what makes it different than other cover bands. And people just really seem to like it a lot. So a lot of times when I try to explain to people Skyrocket, it's this cover band, they get an attitude about cover bands, but really it's something that's just at a whole different level. Just a true appreciation. So and I know that Darren and Johnny both really like it a lot. Who in Skyrocket should I interview next?
I don't know. I mean, you should interview them all if you ask me. Maybe that would.
I would like to.
Maybe a big group interview would be fun.
We could do that. That might be challenging because I'm sure there are like a lot of people that have strong personalities in that group.
Well, it would it would diverge into this Star Wars and all kinds of crazy stuff, reenactments and.
That would be great. I would actually,
then that's what you should do.
That's what you can do.
If that's what you want, because I guarantee you'll get something along those lines.
So who do you listen to now? Do you have any particular bands you're following at the moment?
Current music, you mean, or
whatever you listen to.
I always listen to McCartney and Wings. That's huge thing in Beatles.
But you did not come to the Paul McCartney show in Boston.
I know. It's
you can just listen to your CDs.
And I love Squeeze and Stevie Wonder, and what was I listening to recently? I'm trying to think if there's anything new bands. I don't know.
There's so many bands coming out every day that you can't even kind of keep up with them. Even in Austin.
That's true. Yeah.
Do you get to go out to hear music much, or are you just too busy playing games?
Not as much anymore. I used to all the time, but lately it's kind of like when I'm not playing, I don't feel like being out.
Right.
Sad to say, because I'm probably missing out on a lot of good stuff, but.
Yeah, and I like to go out a lot too, obviously, to see bands, but there's just not enough time in the day to go see everybody that you want to go see or to check out all the new stuff.
Yeah.
And like a lot of the people that I talk to in this town, you also have other jobs in music other than just playing in bands. You teach guitar and bass as well.
Yes, I teach at the Austin School of Music.
Okay. How long have you been doing that?
Almost the entire time that I've been in Austin.
Okay.
I got the job... moved here in November, and I got the job in January. So since January of '99, so 11 years, almost 12 years, I guess. Is that right? Is my math right? I don't know. Something like that.
And do you teach kids or grown-ups?
Everybody. Kids, grown-ups, beginners, intermediate, whatever.
I should take lessons from you. Got like 2 guitars in the back room that just kind of sit there.
Oh,
They're sad.
Well, yeah, put them to use.
Well, I'm just always amazed at how musicians make careers out of music in this town and find all different ways to use their talents. Like Darren has worked for Tequila Mockingbird and done some marketing work like that, and Johnny, does everything, producing different people and playing as a front man and a side man in different sort of projects. So I just really, hope to expose other people to all the hard work that the musicians do in this town. They're not just all slackers or people who only come out at night, and there are people who are really, really talented in this town who take their music quite seriously.
Yeah,
and are very important to the economy of Austin, I think.
Yeah.
So, well, thank you so much for coming over today and
My
talking
pleasure.
with me, and we will be back in a moment with a song from Cory.
Leaving the atmosphere, receiving transmission, you're coming